Yes, Chris, my voice is getting better and better. Every day in every way, better and better. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's weird. I spend all day doing this. I talk to a computer screen that reflects myself and try to teach German to a bunch of kids, and it is what it is. Um, it's been a crazy week this week. I thought last week was crazy. This week was crazier. Um, my son got accepted for an apartment last week, and so we began moving out. So my son moved out over the last few days. He took his cat Perry with him, and so Joyce, um, Joyce decided she didn't want a petless house. I was like, finally, no dogs, no cats, no animal stuff, can save the money, everything else. Joyce was like, I want pets. So we went out and adopted two cats this week. They just came home today. My daughter brought them home about an hour and 10 minutes ago, and so we've got these two um, rescue cats that we've just adopted because Joyce did not want to have no pets. Sorry, I'm getting some fuzzy feedback here. I'm trying to figure out where it's from. Huh. Still not certain. Oh well. If you guys can't hear it, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Hey, Steve Harper, how are you? Nope, they're just American domestic black, short-haired black cats. That's what they are. One's all black, the other one's got a little white star on its chest, and that's it. But yeah, so dealing with that, but work has just been crazy. This is the end of a grading period. It's the first quarter. American school, a lot of you are UK. I don't know how you guys, how your school system operates, but we have a school year that begins usually middle of August and goes to the end of May. This year it's going from beginning of September to beginning of June. But we divide the year into quarters, about 10 weeks each. And so the last 2 weeks, all of a sudden, these students that have been watching their computers and probably playing video games and everything else while we teachers are trying to teach, all of a sudden are noticing they're getting Fs, they're getting failing grades, and they're in panic mode. So now they're trying to catch up, and the parents are yelling at you, how come I didn't know my child was failing? I don't know. It's your child. Do you check on your child? I raise three kids every day. Do you have homework? Sit down at the table. If you don't have homework, sit down at the table and study for a bit before you go outside and play. I don't know. I raised my kids. But a lot of these parents in America today don't want to raise their kids. And I'm not bashing on the kids because the kids are merely their parents. I mean, it was just funny. I was watching a documentary yesterday, and it was from right after World War II, and the people were complaining about today's generation, these kids today, and watched a very early Marx Brothers bit, and it was these kids today, and I'm like, that's 1932. That's supposed to be the greatest generation. In 8 years, they're going to go fight World War II, the greatest generation, and the parents of the 1930s are complaining, these damn kids today, I tell you. So it's always a complaint, but yeah, it's insane. Uh oh, you've been summoned to be sociable. All right, Leslie, we're stop. Thanks for stopping by for a bit. Hey, Grants, nice to see you here. Steve Harper, if I didn't say hi, hello. Um, so everybody's turning in all this work, and it takes twice as long to prepare work because you got to prepare it, then you got to make it digitally usable. And then when kids turn work in, it's all digital, and it takes 2 to 3 times as long to grade any digital work. In the old days, you just grab your paper, read through it, go. Now you got to open up the file, then you got to type there and move it over to a program called Cami, which you can then draw and make corrections on. And it is so much work, man. It is. I couldn't imagine if we actually were teaching full time, 5 days a week to all our classes each day instead of half our classes one day. I don't know that I would ever sleep because it would be 24/7 preparing work and grading work and trying to teach in the middle somehow. So it's just been crazy. I had no time. I didn't even work on my son's crib this week. Hopefully I'll get a little bit done. I have a couple of friends coming down to visit tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll get much done tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll get a little done. But yeah, it's just been crazy. A really stressed week, a really crazy week, just a lot of work and kids trying to, what can I do to save my grade? Can I do extra credit? No, do the original credit. um, so yeah, it's been nuts. Hello, Steve Childers. Hi, Tommy Canada. Guten Tag. Um, got my, this was 2006 World Cup, maybe 2010 World Cup. I forget which shirt this was. But yeah, so not a lot of work done. So no, for the second week in a row, you're probably happy. We don't have a song. We've actually got 5 songs done, written. We just have had no time because as busy as I am, Joyce is busier. The only difference is she's not building a crib, but I didn't work on the crib either. We had, we just don't have not had time to sit down and go through pictures and videos online and find something that works. So we just haven't had time to record or make the videos. We've got the music, we got the lyrics. We just don't have time to sit down because usually it's Wednesday night because we have a little less work on Wednesdays, and we sit down on Wednesdays and try to record, and then I build the video Wednesday and Thursday when I have time. And again, just no time. I teased Joyce and said I was going to make her do a live song today, but again, it just not easy. Hi there, Lee. How are you? Hey, Tim JD. Nice to see you here. So, yeah, it's just been crazy. So it's just going to be a day of chit chat and trains. And like I said, I've got 2 cats, brand new cats. They're 3 years old. Like I said, they're rescue cats. I saw them when we went and picked them out the other day, but I haven't seen them since they came home. They're hiding because that's what they're going to do when they come to new. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take. A couple of weeks, a month before they kind of realize this is home now. Hey, David Cook, how are you? Yes, it's got to be the peak of the season in Canada right now. We're just starting to turn the leaves here. All right, so had a couple of issues where a train caught a. I've ordered it. I got an order coming in from Germany next week. Another box from Lipa. The Christmas collector's car came out, and so I bought a new turnout and a new motor because I've got one turnout here that's been causing some of the little issues here, and I finally traced it down to that, so I'm going to replace that. But anyhow, let's look at the trains. Not a big difference. I'll surprise you with it as we get going. We've got the Metronome, which again is basically a Hamburg regional private company. Deals with the places around the city of Hamburg. We're still running the Czech Railjet. As always, the Austrian Railjet. And going in the background, my ICE-3 is running today. Yeah, Tommy, we had a dog, just a mutt. We had a dog for 15 years and a cat for 18 years. The dog died in late 2018, and the cat died just this past January, but my son had already moved in with his cat. So, we had 2 pets, 1 dog, 1 cat, combined for 15 years. And I kind of hit the age, the kids have all grown up and mostly moved out. My son moved out, moved back in, and now has moved out again. But for those of you who wonder, it's coming at you right now. I'm actually running a freight train again today. I'm running a freight train. It's an electric freight train. One of these days I'll get a diesel locomotive, like maybe a 285 or some such. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it was a strange event, Chris, when I elected to not run an ICE. Went a couple of weeks without an ICE on the thing. That's very rare and probably won't happen too often. I just thought I'd do it to be different. It's very rare that I don't have my ICE-3 and my Railjet on. And I had 2 weeks ago where I had neither of them on. That was really weird. Let me see. Who do I want to speed up a bit? And let's get the metronome getting up to some speed here. Everybody's good, everybody's good. All right, let's move it up to the big view. Oops, not that one. That one, there's the big view. So, yeah, it's the last 2 weeks have just been so busy with work, and my son moving out, and then after he moved out, he officially finished moving out Tuesday. So then we spent Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday scrubbing the house down, getting it ready for just to clean it, and getting ready for the 2 new cats we brought in. Fortunately, according to the people we got them from, they're not climbers. So we've got a gate up. If you ever watch one of my videos where I show how you get to my basement down here, we put a little gate up that blocks the passageway from the kitchen to the stairways to coming down here. So I don't know. I don't know when I've got actually a couple of little projects. I got to finish building this crib. That's the first one. I want to get that done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. The baby is due. The baby is due in December 12th, something like that. My daughter's listening. She can chime in and correct me. All right, Tommy, take care. Hey, Andrew T., nice to have you here. Hey, Jackie. Hope you're feeling better. And by the way, all of you out there, if you've posted a video or ran live streams the last couple weeks, and if you happen to notice I wasn't there, my apologies. Yesterday afternoon, for like about half an hour, I went on to Rachel's stream as she was showing off what she's done with her N-Gage layout. That was the first time I have been on the internet in a week since my live stream. I did my live stream on Friday last week, and I have not been on the internet at home doing fun stuff since. I have not been able to get to YouTube. I have not been able to get to some of the other stuff I like to do on the internet. I think I used my phone a couple of times for the internet just to look up lyrics to a song, so that when I was trying to write the song, when I had a break at work, I could write the lyrics. We got two cats, Andrew. We just picked up two cats. They just came home an hour and 15 minutes ago. My wife, we were looking at a set of three. The biggest thing is we wanted them what they call bonded. We wanted cats that got along with each other, that knew each other, because we are at work. My daughter's schedule is erratic at best. So there will be days where all of us are home for a few hours together and days where nobody's home for a few hours. So we wanted two cats so they could keep each other company while we were gone. And we always buy, like when we get dogs, we get mutts. We don't get breeds, we get mutts. A, they're cheaper, and B, mutts actually tend to be smarter dogs. And you're not arrogant about it, like, yes, this is my Lhasa Apso, blah, 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 blah. You know, you're not all arrogant about your dog when it's a mutt. It's like, yeah, that's Rex. He'll eat your kid's face if your kid annoys him. No, nobody's there, so we'll go back to that for a second. Oh, wait, let's do Village View. Yay, Village View. So, if you haven't answered the question yet, how are you doing? Anybody got anything cool they're doing? Like I said, I could just talk about how crazy my work week was, or even crazier how crazy Joyce's week was, but that's why I'm here to run trains, to relax and talk to some people for a bit, have a good time. Yeah, that's the other thing, Tim. I love dogs. To be honest, I don't like cats. I am not a cat person. But I like all animals, so I'm not a cat hater. I prefer dogs, love dogs. I just don't want to deal with the poop and the walkies and all that. Cats, you throw the cat box, you clean the cat box out 2-3 times a week and call it good. I don't have to worry about mowing over the poop when I mow the yard. Dogs tend to be chewers more than cats. So we had one dog when we had her, when we first got her. She chewed the kitchen dinette set, the table and chair legs, chewed them to pieces. We had to buy an all new set. So the dog originally cost $50, but by the time we had to replace the kitchen table and chairs, it was a $2,000 dog. Yeah, not that much. $900 dog. So yeah, my son moved out, so his room is now empty. My wife and I are going to turn that into a workout studio. We're going to turn that into our workout studio and quit our gym. We're going to get a couple of machines and put them in there and stop paying $20 a month each to our gym. Figure the exercise equipment will pay for itself in a year or two. And that's not counting the gas it costs to drive to our gym. It takes us about 20-25 minutes to drive to our gym. Alright, let's get this dude moving just a little faster. I know he's a freight train. This El Cheapo camera struggling to focus. Oh, my son's cat, Andrew. Hey there, Stuart. Nice to have you here. St. Mary's Church. Yeah, cats are scratchers. My son's cat loved to play, and I have got scratches all over the arm to prove it. And that was him being gentle. He really tried to be gentle when he rustled and played. He could have done lots of damage, but even being gentle, those claws are just so sharp, razor, scalpel sharp. So, yeah, my arms hopefully will heal. Like I said, I saw these two cats for about an hour on Tuesday. I think we went over to the adoption agency on Tuesday because that's the only evening where Joyce or I did not have massive amount of work. Still had lots of work, but so they had different pairs to show us, and we hung out with these two for about an hour. But now that we've brought them home, they're not showing their faces. Should run to the gym. I'm not a 5-mile runner. Even 8K runs are not in my future anymore. And besides, running to the gym, then I don't need the gym. But with all this weight I've lost, I am very keen. I mean, I've been a member of this particular gym for 11, almost 12 years. And before that, my wife and I were members of our local YMCA club for years and years and years and years. And we were very astute workout people. But when they closed our Y, and we just went to the Y because it was just up the street and we could use the gym and the pool there. But when they closed that Y and I stopped playing sports, but continued to eat like I was playing sports, I just ballooned. I just kept adding. It was like every year I had 10 pounds until I got close to 300 one year. And that's when we joined this gym. And I got back down into the 250s. And then the last 3 years, because of work, we just have not been consistently able to get to the gym. Hi, Paul. Welcome in. So we were very diligent going to that gym, but the last 3 years, once the school year starts, it's just been, really got too much work, can't spend the 2 hours going to the gym, hanging there and coming back. It's just too much to do. I'll be up till midnight if we go. So during the school year, just stopped going. And then during the summer, the last 2 summers, other than walking around in Germany, I wasn't moving. And so I just got bigger. I hit into the 280s again. And the doctor looked at my blood pressure and my sugar levels and all that and said, dude, you are fast tracking to a massive heart attack if you don't do something. And that scared me enough. So I was 284 on November 19th. And I'm now 237. So that's 47 pounds since November that I'm down. And I've been staying around 237 for about the last 2 weeks. I haven't had an up week. It's been down, but going down has slowed down. But if I could get to 230, I'd be thrilled. If I could get to 230 and maintain it, I would be thrilled. But I'm already thrilled. 235 would be cool. All right, let's go to the overhead view. You guys can see everybody moving. Hey, Heath, how are you? No, I have not, Paul. Well, on the bright side, Heath, there's not much to see. An old bald man running trains on a big table. Got a lot of busy going right here right now. That just as it's clearing out. Should have flipped the camera faster. Here comes that freight train coming up. Tried to click on station. The magic of being blind and looking at a small phone screen. And yeah, go back to, was it Andrew said it? Yeah, pets are therapeutic. Pets, or dogs or cats. Most pets are therapeutic. I used to have a couple of large fish tanks, 55-gallon fish tanks, and what is 55 gallons? About 220 liters. But anyhow, I had a couple of 55-gallon fish tanks for years, and just sitting and watching those instead of the TV was very therapeutic and relaxing. I have so many train channels I watch. And then if I'm not watching train channels, I have three other guilty pleasures on YouTube. I love to watch history documentaries, especially medieval stuff. But I love to watch these metal detectors. German. They're mostly Dutch. One guy is German. He's called Klugscheißer Dan. And Klugscheißer is German for smartass. But he's my favorite. But then there's all these Dutch guys that do metal detecting at various World War II sites mostly. Now, people debate whether they're robbing history or stuff like that. Come on, that stuff's been there 75 years. If somebody was desperate for it, they could go get it. But that's why I like Klugscheißer Dan. He just goes into areas and he'll find all these coins from the 1500s or 1600s, and just more than, he's not after war stuff per se. He'll find some war stuff, and there's some things he likes to find, but he just likes to find stuff. So that's another one. And then it's just all the various comedy stuff I like to catch. All right, Steve, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, looks like I'm keeping things quiet today. Giant land snails, geckos, and you have a tarantula. I'm not doing the giant spiders. I don't freak out with spiders, but I'm not doing spiders. Aha! I've got 13 people here today. Thank you all. Apparently not having music keeps people away. Interesting. I heard Rachel. Hey, Steven, nice to have you. I heard Rachel mentioned she was going to go live, but she's not live right now. Nick at Rule 1 is live right now. Yep, down to 12. Boy, I mentioned how many I have, and I always lose a couple. I gotta stop doing that. I jinx myself. I really jinx myself. Well, like I said, if 10 people came in and chatted up, I'd be happy. My favorite chat rooms were the ones where there was only 10 of us. Chris, you used to come into those. Kieran, you were always there. You know the one I'm talking about. Oh, you like to watch live volcanoes. If I see a volcano going up, yes, I have that part of me that likes to watch it. Especially if it's not near human civilization. But, you know, if there's like a village that's being burned down on the other side of it, I don't enjoy the volcano as much. Like Joyce, I should move this view off, huh? Joyce is a weather freak. She's into weather. Tornadoes and hurricanes and clouds and storm systems. She's into that. She should have been a meteorologist. That really is when she... I think if her current self could go back in time and tell her future self when she was 17 or 18 and not sure what she wanted to do or be, I think she'd go back and tell herself go into meteorology, because Joyce loves science and especially weather science, and I think she would have loved to have been a meteorologist. But Joyce will watch videos of tornadoes, and there's a tornado blowing through the Midwest countryside. Houses are getting trashed. My wife's like, that is so cool. I'm like, that was somebody's house that just got blown up, dear. Well, yeah, that's sad, but the tornado's amazing. Amazing's the wrong word, dear. When little Billy is going 600 feet in the air, it's not amazing or cool. And of course, I just made a joke about little Billy going 600 feet in the air. If you grinned and pictured a little kid flying through the air and thought it was funny, you're as sick as she is. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Yep, saw your new video and saw you replied to my comment. Very cool. And I know I bring it up all the time, but you had, I don't know how many views you had at the time I watched it, because you put it up sometime today. I think you had another video you put up last week that I missed. Because again, if you're just coming in and you haven't seen me, I haven't been on the internet in a week because I have not had time. It has just been crazy busy. Work has been nuts. I didn't even think I'd make it here, but I got some things done at work. And then my daughter nicely went and handled a couple of things for me, so I didn't have to deal with it. And but even when I had some free time, like Sunday morning, I was going to get up Sunday morning. My son calls me at 6 o'clock. He's on the highway with a flat tire. Dad, can you come out and help? I'm kind of on the edge of the highway, and I don't really have a lot of room to change the tire myself. Okay, son, I'll be out there. And that's not a complaint. I've told my kids since they were little that as long as I'm able, if you need me, I'm there for you. I brought you into the world. It's my job to make sure you're set up okay. I brought you into the world, and you must have been a pretty good kid because I didn't take you out of the world. That was the old Bill Cosby joke, back when you could laugh at Bill Cosby. My father used to look at me and said, "Don't make me mad. I'll take you out. I made you, I'll take you out, make another one that looks just like you." So yeah, right now I'm home alone. And I don't know what the two cats are doing. Maybe they've come out of hiding and they'll be exploring since nobody's up there, wondering where everybody is. My daughter went to work half an hour ago. And I don't know when Joyce will be home. I thought Joyce might rush home so she can see her new cats. Hey, Dave P., welcome in. But again, I want to apologize to everybody that if you put up a video or anything and I did not come in to see you, and I haven't commented on your video, I just literally have not been able to get to YouTube. Tomorrow, my friends Matt and Steve are coming down. Matt and Steve, if you're out there. I don't know if you're out there, Steve. Somebody says, you don't see Rule 1 streaming? I do. In fact, Ewan's in there right now. Ewan was here. He's right there. So don't mind me. I just went into Nick's chat room and typed at him real quick and said hello. I like to support people. So just another day in Toledo, Ohio, the United States of America, running German trains in my basement. Mark, I just saw you go over there. How dare you? But man, Nick's got some nice trains. In fact, you should all leave me and go over to Nick's page and watch him running his amazing, all computerized N-scale layout. You have a packet. I don't think it's rude. I think it would be freaking hilarious. That's the one thing. None of my cameras show you the one joke scene I have. You would just ask, you're live streaming and chatting in here? Well, sort of, just briefly. I multitask. It's the only way I survive in my job. You gotta be able to handle 10 things at once. Yes, you and I caught you two-timing. You two-timing bastard, you! I mean, guys, I'm in 2 or 3 live streams at a time. It's just funny to go into somebody else's while I'm live streaming. I just think somebody else did that a while ago. I thought that was just funny. I think it was Rachel. She was on her live stream and went into Jason's. And then Jason went into hers. So they were both live streaming and both visiting each other's. It's all good. I mean, I know why I go on to multiple streams, and I know why I like to watch people streaming. I don't know why anybody likes to watch here, but I'm glad some people do because I like talking to you. I enjoy having you guys here. You multitask, you forget 10 things at once. I'm probably getting there. I probably am doing 10 things at once, and there are 10 things I forgot to be doing instead. I don't put the multi-view up enough, and I really should. Then you can just take your picks. And I'll get rid of me. Abracadabra, hocus pocus. Bam. Magic, kids, magic. Do you see that? Snap my finger and it's back. Snap my finger and it's gone. Yeah, let's see Nick do that with his all digitally controlled. He can't magic control like I did. You come for the music. Sadly, no music the last couple of shows. I literally have 5 songs written. Music for 5 of them. I have another song written, but we can't find the music. I just have had no time to film videos. And I know some of you are going, if you've had time to write 5 songs, well, I've only written 1 song the last 2 weeks. And it was like a 3-minute search at work to find the video. I'm at lunch at work, and that's when I do stuff. I finally got lunch, and that's the one time I'm not working. I get lunch, I'm not grading papers, I'm not doing something. When I get lunch, I'm having some me time at work. That's why I was in Heath's chat a bit today. Heath had a live stream going earlier today, and I was able to pop in there for a bit because I had a late lunch and was finishing the lyrics to a song that I'm working on, and so went in for a bit. And Lee at Anfield Road had a stream that I wound up having to leave. He's back in the room. Oh, I'm not buying that. You and I know where your loyalties lie. Ooh, and then Heath just got called Heather in the other chat room. This could be a fight. No, the big thing going on, besides me building a crib for my grandson, is my son-in-law and daughter, and they do listen in to my streams. They're still trying to find a name for the child, and they know the middle name, but they want their son's name to be unique. They don't want him to have a common name, and they don't want him to have a trendy name that you're seeing lots of people have now. I'm old school, and I love my daughter, and she can do what she wants, which she will, and she would come in here and say, I'll do what I want, Dad, shut up. She's a brilliant kid. But some of the ideas they've had for names, I'm just like, okay. No. Might I suggest something simple, like Michael? Oh, gross, Dad, no. My daughter is mostly German with some English. My son-in-law is mostly Italian with some English. And they're going for some very... They've looked at a couple of very Irish Gaelic names recently. She could come in and knock me. No, the problem is Zachariah would get shortened down to Zach, and we have two very near cousins named Zach. In fact, that's one of the reasons my son might have been Zachary or Zachariah, but because I like the name Zach. But my wife's younger brother married a woman who had a son from a previous relationship named Zach, and then on the other side, my side of the family, somebody named their kid Zach. So yeah, Zach was not out, and I decided before I had kids, all my kids were going to be letter names. My sons, I was hoping to have all sons, and they were going to be AJ, CJ, DJ, TJ. No names, just letters. My son AJ was supposed to be just A period, J period. And that was decided. Once we found out we were having a boy, finally, he was going to be A period, J period. And my wife's family, very old conservative Catholic, they were like, he can't be A period, J period. He has to have names. He's got to have names. I'm like, no, I can name him the number 7 if I wanted. Like, no, he has to have a name. And they browbeat my wife into giving him a name, and then we had to go through names and try, okay, what's he going to be? Aloysius? Jehoshaphat? No, that wasn't going to work. Yes, the railjet. What is, wait, are you asking me, Kieran? What is my, the Vectrons are the coolest looking, although the Class 66s are starting to show up over there. But there is a Czech Vectron that is really, I have toyed with, if I did a Czech freighter, I would get that freight Vectron. It's really cool, and I can get it for relatively cheap compared to some of these others. I like, it's a very cool, but otherwise, I don't have a favorite freight locomotive. I mean, to be honest, most modern locomotives kind of look the same to me. I mean, I know the different classes, and I can tell a 146 from a 147 just because 147 changed the side paneling. But I can't tell a 146 from an old 145 without really staring at them closely. But if I got a, well, hi, Mickey. Wow, Mickey, I have been seeing you've been streaming on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook, and I have been insanely busy the last 2 weeks. This literally is the first free time I've had, and I'm giving it up to talk to you people because, well, it is free time, and running my trains is relaxing, and talking to you people is awesome. Yeah, I've seen that, Andrew. The Freightliner Dragon, that is nice. If I were to buy an electric, I don't know which one I'd get. Probably a red Vectron. Or I've got an electric freighter, which is the 187 I've got running the freight on the layout right now. So I might look for a 287, which is the same thing but diesel. There's 285, 287, there's 257s. Alright, now I'm abandoning Nick's stream. And I'll pop on my stream. So now I'm in my own stream. How about that? But I just got notified this week the the ICE4 that, if you guys know me, you know I'm waiting for. That's the next train. The ICE4 is due for an early December release. I'm like, wow, Maryland, that's cutting it too close on Christmas. Especially for the price they're asking for it, although I'm getting mine for a lot cheaper because I reserve. Um, but after that, the next train I'm planning on purchase, barring some sudden announcement, um, somewhere along the line, I still want to get the Beatles Yellow Submarine Eurostar, my one and only 00 scale train I'll have. But I will be buying an Era 3 German steam locomotive, whether it's, definitely maybe post World War II, early German, West German Federal Railways. I think it was still called the Bundesbahn then. Maybe pre World War II, but I want to get a passenger steamer, not a freight steamer, a passenger steamer. I could even do 1920s, 1930s, post World War One, and yeah, I know World War II was post World War One as well. Hi again, Jackie. Or is there a different Anthony that came in? The ICE4, yeah, it's new, it's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in it that I'm excited about. In terms of overall build, I don't know if I like the ICE3 or the ICE4 more. The ICE3 is more bullet rounded nosed at the shape. The ICE3 is more bullet nosed, and the ICE4 is a little flatter on the when you look straight at it. They're both cool looking, but there are some interior upgrades to the ICE4 that I'm really excited about. That's why I was so excited. I would have ridden one this summer. Yeah, yeah. Christopher Joyce has already given me the stink eye, as we call it, since I've announced. Something like or a German locomotive, and either the Rheingold. I'm probably leaning towards the Rheingold, but the classic 1920s Rheingold. And really, it's just to have one, so everybody will shut up and leave me alone about it. I will not invest more than that. I can tell you now. I will have one steam locomotive and a bunch of cars. Actually, it'll be two, because I'm gonna, that Christmas steamer that you guys have seen, that's only gonna be run at Christmas now. Um, but a Rheingold or an Orient Express. But since I'm partial to German, I could even see myself getting the King Ludwig, but that's such an expensive set when you buy it. That's too much money. But I'll probably buy it while I'm in Germany next summer, if I'm ever able to get to Germany again. I plan on doing some train shopping, and that's probably one of the things I'll look to buy. So that's the next thing. So the ICE4 is coming in December, and then after that, that is the big one. Now, I keep hoping one of the companies, Roco, or there's two things I'm specifically looking for that aren't out, that I keep hoping. I really need some new Regiobahn cars, some red Regiobahn cars. My double deckers, those are beat up. They really need replaced. They got beat up when the construction crew redid our basement and dropped rocks on the box they were in. So that's something I am constantly on the lookout for. I want some red Regio bonds. Let me see, are they visible in any of the cameras? Not in that one. Yeah, you can kind of see them in the bottom left corner, the little red double deckers. You can see the white double deckers closest to you, then Alex, then the red Regio bond. I'm looking to replace those and get it up to a complete consist. I never could find the fifth car for that set. I can buy an El Cheapo set, but I want it lit up and all the bells and whistles. So that's something I'm just looking for that I will buy whenever I see it. And then I'm also looking to see if any of these companies release some of the German private regional trains, not Regio Bahns, that's specifically Deutsche Bahn. But there's these various Lint class and class 442s and 466 and all these diesel units in Germany that the private companies run. And I would love them. Like I would love a Mittelrheinbahn Lint class 442 because we've ridden on those a lot when we've been on the Rhine River. So I would love to find one of those, specifically in the Mittelrheinbahn. The Bayerische Oberbahn, I would like to get one of their class 622s if I could ever find it. And it's just waiting to see if a company makes it. So I wondered if Joyce would try to come home. I mean, she gets done working at 3:30, but if she comes home before 5, it's a miracle. And many times she doesn't get home till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and she literally works across the street. It's a 5-minute walk for her to go to work. It's another 5 minutes to get to her classroom because she is on the far end of the building. There was a building there that I taught at for 10 years. And then they moved my building down the road, tore down the building I taught at, and built the new one that Joyce teaches at. So I used to walk to work for years and years and years, and now she gets to walk to work. Yeah, and Andrew, that's so weird to me considering they are so used. They are so common in that they don't make enough of them. I mean, I'm lucky I've got the 2 Lint 648s. I've got the red one that it's time to park him for a while and bring the blue one back out. I've got this little... You know, the little red guy going right there, little 2-car, and those usually run in sets of 2 or 3 of those, and nobody ever makes a set of dummy cars to go with it. A few years ago, Märklin made a double where one was a motorized and one was a dummy and sold it, but now if you want it, it's like $800, $900 if you find it on eBay or somewhere. I've been tempted to buy another one of these for $300 and take the motor out and just make it a dummy car. Although technically you're supposed to be able to pair them up, and there's a thing with the central station controller here where you can get them, you can make them a consist, and they will, their decoders will work with each other and make sure they're both moving at the same speed. Because as you know, decoder speeds, even if it's the same decoder and the same model train, may not run at the exact same speed level. But Märklin's chips will work with each other, and you set them up as consist, and you guys all know that. And you could do it with the Z21 as well. And see, I say Z21 more than Z21. Partly because when I'm in Germany, it's the Z21. That's when somebody tells me, you keep saying Z21, it's Z21. Technically, it's Z21 since it's a German device, but you've got a Lilliput BR05. Now, I know a BR05. In fact, my Christmas steam locomotive is a Märklin BR05. Just, they put some Christmas stuff on it. But it blows actual steam and everything else. It's a very cool train. But I'm not going to get it out. I mean, do I have it here? But there it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. I got to be very careful with this. Knowing my luck, I'll drop it. Most of you have seen it running, but this is the my BR05. I'm sorry, it's a BR01. Oops, it's an 01. It's a BR01. I said 05. It's a BR01. But this is a gorgeous piece of machinery. That is a gorgeous piece of engineering. As a toy, it's a gorgeous piece. I mean, it's not a toy, we know that, but it's a toy. See, I always thought that was an 05, but it wasn't. It's an 01. All right, let's go back to pictures of trains. But I've got a new car being added to it. The Märklin releases a Christmas car every year. Some of them are just ugly, but the one they released this year was kind of cool looking. I mean, they have Christmas themes. They're not supposed to look like true legitimate, but some are cool, some are not attractive. Other people love them. You know, it's a beauty is in the eye of the beholder thing. But so that's coming in. It should be here Wednesday of next week. Maybe Thursday, but hopefully Wednesday. And I ordered a new turnout and a new decoder and a couple of motors so I can digitize more of these turnouts. But you know, with all when the ICE4 gets here, parking is going to become an issue, because my parking areas, and I'm going to flip to this camera. Hey, Philip Page, nice to have you here. And again, those of you just coming in, I know I don't have to, but I'm going to. I'm really sorry if you guys have posted up videos and you're used to me commenting and you go, wow. Now, first of all, who would really miss that who would look at their video after they posted a couple of days ago, Anthony didn't comment on this. He must not have liked it. I mean, really, who would be concerned if I didn't comment? But this is literally the first time I've been on the internet since at home since last week. Since a week ago. Just work and things at home life have just been insane. I have just not had time to get onto YouTube and watch videos. Normally I can throw a video on in the background while I'm working, but there's just been so much going on. If I put something on in the background, I want to stop my work for 5 minutes and watch it, and I can't. It's just been nuts. Did my chat freeze? Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Kieran. There's actually some toy train that has the train on top of it and it spins around. Pico, the German company Pico, makes one. But my mic doesn't stretch very far. I actually tried to get a wireless mic, and I was having issues with it so that I could do what I'd like to do here. I'll probably just shout. Let me go to the 11-lane run here, this video. And I will try to move my mic as far over as I can. But parking's becoming an issue now. Ah, that's where it went. One of my spare traction tires, I shot it out by accident yesterday and wondered where it went flying, and now I just found it. Fortunately, it wasn't on the track. But anyhow, when you hear me talk about parking, so I have this parking area here, which is a station, of which I have 5 parking lines. And as you can see, one space, well, maybe you can't see, but right where that blue check railjet is going through, to the left of it as you're looking at the picture, on the other side of the white double-deckers, is the last parking lane. And then some of you have seen it, some of you haven't seen it. Over here, let's see if I can go up, is my other parking area where I keep all my high-speed, long model trains. And that's running out of space, or is out of space now. Now, I know what you're thinking. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, good. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Anthony, you just said you got an empty space there and 2 empty spaces on your fiddle yard parking area. Well, I don't. Because every now and then I have to pull all these trains off so I can clean the track. And when I have to pull them off, or my friend Steve comes down and brings a couple of his trains, I don't have any place to park them once the ICE4 comes in. That's the nice thing. I got 5 trains running. I got to count how many trains I have now because the number is going up. So when that ICE4 comes in, I am beyond maxed out on space. I think technically I am. I can park my Lint classes. Teachers are not used to technology. Ha! Maybe some teachers aren't. I used to consider myself very techy, but in the last 10, 12 years, the tech has flown by me. I understand how it works. 20 years ago, I would buy the parts and build my own computer and program it myself. Now, well, maybe 15, 20 years ago, now, I don't want to mess with it. I'm certainly not going to try to solder diodes anymore. I'm not going to do that, but I could wire a house and do all the audio-visual stuff and make it look really cool. You know, my love of tech is still here, which is why even on my silly layout, I've got 5 video webcams, because I just love that idea. Webcams all over. I'm offended by that. Teachers aren't used to tech. My classrooms are very high tech. They could have been higher tech, but our school board was too cheap to spend the extra money and make everything fully usable the way it could have been done. It would have just been in our building. It's easy for me to say, but probably about $10,000 in additional wiring and then $20,000 in additional labor to throw the wiring in. Because when they were wiring everything into our building, it would just been one more wire. just add this one extra um, sat cam and one more access plug on the panels that they were already installing, so they could have done a 6 instead of a 4. And the tech in my school would have been as good as you could find in really expensive places, and we're a relatively poor school district now. Yeah, Rachel said she was going to go live, and the thing is, when if you're going live, I mean, first of all, it doesn't bother me. If you'd rather be somewhere else, be somewhere else. If you want to do 2 streams, do 2 streams. I'm not a subscriber counter, and I'm not a jealous person. So I don't get as uptight about it. I won't do a live stream if I know somebody else is doing a live stream and it's their scheduled show. I don't do that, but that's just me. I mean, Rachel is very courteous, and but there are things like, especially she's doing one of her live things from the train station where a certain train's coming in. You got to go when the train's coming. So I don't get fussed about that. Heck, a German friend of mine is live streaming right now. I should go in German and cuss him out. Besides, it is almost 11 o'clock there. That ping is one of my friends. So he's going to bring his BR-50, sounds like. But yeah, she's live at Crew Station, and she's got 106 people there. That's what I'm jealous of. It would be amazing to have 100 people on my live stream, but then again, I don't do anything that's going to draw 100 people. Yes, I know you are. I know you're watching, Steve. I know you're out there watching. See, I can have 10 live streams up with my broadband, Mark. But yeah, I'll go, if there's 3 streams on, I'll go in, and whichever one seems to have more happening chat, I'll hang in that one, and then I'll cop over to the other one and see if something's going on. But if I'm subscribed to your channel, it's because I love what you do on your channel. Whether it's running trains on the kitchen counter like Philip, which is awesome. If you guys have not seen Philip Page's kitchen counter railway, it is awesome. It is cool. His trains are cool. What he does on his kitchen counter is amazingly brilliant. The little stuff he adds, because he will change it around. Philip Page, and that's his webpage name, Philip Page. It's brilliant stuff. I love it. And yeah, it's different time zones. Hey, Richard Brown, how are you, sir? Richard is another one who posted a couple of videos and a couple of live streams this week that normally I try to pop into and just could not pop into. Do you see how guilty I feel about this? You guys are probably, yeah, don't worry about it, Anthony, we understand. I feel guilty. If I miss something I usually attend, I feel guilty. I don't like it because it's also my relax. It's my downtime. And just, oh my goodness. Last week and this week have been so insane for me. I haven't been this busy since my first year as a professional teacher, where you're new to everything and you're being overwhelmed with everything. But, oh man, it's been nuts. There's Lee again. So I'm trying, in the half hour while I was down here setting my trains up and getting things ready to go, and making sure all the cameras were working, which I do all the time, Steve. making sure everything's good to go. It doesn't mean a camera won't stop in the middle of a live stream. I was watching, listening to a live stream and watching a video. And then right before I came on, as I was setting up, I was watching Mark's live stream. Donegal Dads. Because I need my Irish fix. All right, Ewan, take care. Thanks for stopping by for a little while hanging out with Nick. We know where your loyalties lie. It's a UK thing, isn't it? Yes, but you're American and he's British. Or, well, yeah, you could say British, can't you? It's English that specifically, you're English, Scottish, Welsh, or Irish. But if you're Scottish, Welsh, and English, you can be called British, right? Re-educate me. It's been so long since I remember the distinctions. Or do the Scots not like to be called British? Or do the Welsh not like to be? I know the Welsh don't like to be called English, and the Scottish certainly don't like to be called English. But tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier, tomorrow my friends Matt and Steve are coming down for a while. And I'm probably not even going to let them hang out as long as I would like them to hang out because I do got to get some work done in the evening. I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow and get in the garage and work until they get here. And then hang out for a few hours with them. And then I'm going to say, guys, I got to get to work in the garage. Not to mention I've got, 130 students turning in missing work. Multiple assignments this weekend. So I'll have to keep going online to see if anybody turned in work, and then I'll be grading it all Sunday. Yeah, because see, that was the big deal that just happened this week here, Andrew. And again, no politics, just situation. If you don't know America, America, of course, is divided into 50 states, and then each state is divided into a county, and then each county is divided into townships, and so there's a level of government at each of those levels. But America, the federal government has the overall say, but county to county and state to state can vary as long as it doesn't conflict with federal laws. That's our bizarre democratic republic system. But anyhow, so our county, Lucas County in Toledo, Ohio, so United States of America, state of Ohio, Lucas County. Lucas County just went into the red level again. We have 3 levels, red, yellow, green. And since the COVID breakout, we were high in red, and then we went down to yellow right before we started opening the schools. And so the goal was if we stayed in yellow, our students would start coming back to school on Monday. Yellow was on, red. We were in red. So that's pure online. Yellow is the kids would come every other day to school. Half the kids would come one day, half the kids would come the other. But our county last week shot back into the red. We've had a massive outbreak of COVID. And we've shot way up in the red for the last 2 weeks. So our school board said we are in full digital, full online teaching mode through Christmas. So until Christmas break, and then at Christmas break, they'll judge. And, I've got people that I don't know, and based on some of the things they say don't know. I don't know why you guys are overreacting. Only 0.4% of the people who get this virus die from it anyhow. It's not the 0.4% who die. It's the 20% of the people that need, 30% of the people that need major hospitalization with it, or some level, let me put it that way, some level hospitalization with it. And the people's bank accounts that get destroyed in America because we don't have unified healthcare. And I have a very close friend who spent 3 months in a coma with it. And so Joyce and I have very strong opinions on it, which will come through. And I understand we can't all live in lockdown, but the United States and England, we've been the most stubborn about it. We fought it the hardest. Germany and Czech Republic and New Zealand, everybody just said, yep, put on the mask, stayed home for a couple of months, and now they're having outbreaks, and some areas are closing down again, but it's not nearly as bad as the UK or the United States, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. So whether we like it or not, our kids are staying home, and I have to go teach to a computer screen until January, and I don't like it. I understand why we're doing it. I would rather be teaching kids. I wish we could just have all my kids in my classroom, but we can't. And it's just how I'm going to live with it. Yeah, Mark, I understand that. To go into history, not politics, history, I am much old enough to remember. I'm just glad you can actually now walk down certain towns, especially in Northern Ireland, where the horrific memories are there, but they're memories, and while some of the hatred is still there, it's, there's a mostly peaceful coexistence now, because I can remember some of the ugliest events, and I didn't live through it like maybe some of you did. No. Oh, they're hiding under those. If you come down and ask, I could have told you. Yes. No, they're under. I want to see for a bit. Hey, everybody, we have a special guest of honor here. Wait a minute, where are we at? Oh, who isn't stressed? Which camera do I usually use? Well, there's that view. There's that view. What do you mean I'm using the main one? Well, no, I'm using this one. I'm just using that camera. I always use this one but. So there you go, your fans are greeting you.
Yeah. Too stressed, but okay. But how's the train world?
Speak up, your voice isn't projecting well. Here, I'll move over even more.
I said thank you guys all. I said how was the train world? Don't want to talk right now too much.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to stay on too much longer anyhow.
Yeah,
it's 5 o'clock and we got stuff to do.
Oh yeah, and
but I figured you could come in and say hi.
The second wave of the storms.
Oh, why didn't you text me? I could have.
I looked. I saw a window and I took it. It's raining quite hard out there. I did a very good job. Oh, your internet's crappy. Yeah, we lost the internet today.
Yes, yeah, our work lost the internet today. Ooh.
About 11:52 or 3.
Yeah.
I had a class.
And then didn't.
And boom! I couldn't get back in, and so everything was down.
Take care, Mark.
When it was back up, I had an email from a parent I know, and said, "Hey, there's still kids in that meeting." I said, "Please have your son tell them all to leave. It's way past the class time." Yeah. So I saw him again an hour later and told them, "Guys, if that happens, I will never just leave you. If I have to go, I will say something before I go."
This is the tired Joyce face. You don't see it often. This is the tired, I've had a long day, and I really don't want to be sociable, but she came down anyhow. This is, you just see it in her.
I don't.
The eyes are sagging more. She's all sort of.
I don't do well when I have a lot of work on my head. the way to kind of deal with it in my world is to just get it done, and
Get her done. No, don't go there.
it's
Ooh,
hours. It's still hours of work I have to do.
yeah. Well, it's really bad, Richard, because since all our teaching is done, and we lost everything.
Yeah, so.
Fortunately, I wasn't teaching at the time. I was just trying to load grades in.
Okay.
So that screwed me up.
Yeah, well, so, Jackie, I finished I'm sorry, you're not feeling well still. I know you've got a lot you're dealing with. I got the blanket done.
The blanket is done.
I just need to tuck in the ends and stuff, so it is almost done. The hard part is way done.
Yep, she
So,
finished it
what
yesterday.
a relief. Yeah, you're right. I do need one or something. I don't know.
Sadly, Joyce drinks even less adult beverage than I do.
It's true.
I average a beer a month, and that includes the 9 I have in Germany.
Yeah. We both drink more. Chris, it's cheaper in Germany. By ounce, it is cheaper to buy beer in Germany than pop.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same. Is that thunder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's
We got a major thunder boomer storm going on outside right now.
It's
We're
not
safe in the basement.
warm enough, but I want some kind of this.
Pull the weather map up. You can show that on screen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll go to the Acer view. Yeah, that's what's. We are right there. That
There's a
big
dot.
green circle. Losing it. There you go. I just accidentally zoomed in on it. And north of that, it's snow.
No, it's not. That's a severe thunderstorm.
Up way north.
Oh, way north. Yeah. If you back it up, it is. Wow. What are Deb and Dean doing?
I don't know. Well, they might just be out of it because it's east of Milan.
Okay, but they're not in
Okay.
the snow.
So there we are. So our house is the green dot. Toledo, Ohio. Lake Erie is over there. But yeah, see those nice dark red? Yep, that's us.
You can see the wind bend in it too. No, there are no snow days for us this year. Unless it's a level 3, because some teachers have said they don't have internet access at home. So it could happen, but it's going to have to be extreme weather.
No snow days, but the snow days are for the kids anyhow. But there's always hope in January.
Well, we've got the setup.
Because our snow comes in January and February.
It
We
does.
rarely get Christmas snow.
It is it's a La Nina year, and they're predicting a lot of precipitation. And
La Nina.
maybe it could be a high year again.
How do you explain that? That we call it a La Nina year, and we're talking about snow. Spanish and snow just don't go together. I mean, maybe you have snow in the
I was
Pyrenees,
gonna say in the mountains.
but that's only in the north. I don't think the Sierra Madres are that get snow.
I don't know.
The Spanish Sierra Madres. Oh, I love a good snow day.
Oh, for sure.
The worst thing is, Richard, about 2/3 of the time, I've already driven into work and I'm in my classroom doing stuff. And then they declare a snow day.
Yeah, I'll text him. Babe?
You can come home.
See?
Did you see?
We're on a 2-hour delay. That's how they usually start it. We're on a 2-hour delay. It's fine. I'll go to sleep.
Yeah, we do delays as well. Everybody's running well today. Knock on wood.
Yeah, we'll knock them off.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I somehow, now I know I closed it, so I don't know what happened. That switch was open again.
Oh.
And when I turned the check railjet on, he was going the wrong way. He should have been going the way he's going, but he was going this way. So I don't know if when I started it up, it just automatically set the decoder. But yeah, we shorted the system out before I went online. That was before anybody came in. And I was like, what the? And yeah,
Yeah,
all the
there's-
cars were behind the turnout, so
Okay.
only the locomotive was trying to go on the
I see.
turnout.
So nothing catastrophic.
No,
but
nothing catastrophic.
A little worrisome though.
Just
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah, just different parts of our country treat snow differently.
Yeah. You know, if they get
So-
like half an inch of snow in Tennessee, they close everything. We laugh at that.
We do.
We don't close stuff unless we get like 4 to 6 inches of snow.
Oh, sometimes more than that. Depends on when it comes.
Yeah, it depends on how it comes. But 4 to
Um,
6 inches is the minimum.
Yeah.
And then people from Minnesota laugh at us for that.
I remember
You
my-
close schools for 4 to 6 inches?
No, my sister, one of them lives in Virginia. They have canceled school because snow is forecasted.
Yeah.
In Toledo, you got to at least
Those
prove
Southerners
it.
can't. Hey, Ian, how are you, sir?
Yeah.
Nice to have you
it's
here.
got to put out those fires. It needs to snow in Colorado again. That's a mess.
See, we live in the northern part of the United States, and we get the snow. The funny thing is, in Germany, the snow is in the south.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the south
Well,
of Germany
they're-
is still north of us,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say they're closer
the
to
northern
us,
part of Germany
yeah.
doesn't get a lot of snow. The southern part gets a ton of snow.
A battery?
The Alps.
Did you sing your song?
No, I did. I elected not to do it. I didn't even bring the lyrics and stuff down there.
So now we have a severe thunderstorm warning.
Oh, now we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Billy Bob down at the meteorological department heard the big thunder booms and says, "Oh, it's severe now."
So northeastern Lucas County.
Northeastern Lucas County. We're sort of in central Lucas County.
So terrible.
We're dead center Lucas County. Well, not quite dead center.
60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail.
Ooh, penny-size hail.
Expect damage to your trees and power lines.
Yay! Expect damage to trees and power lines. Woohoo! Gotta love those fall thunderstorms. Used to get these in July and August. Now they don't come until September and October. Climate change anyone?
Yeah, okay. Well, I think this is a brief appearance. Because the sky is blue, it turns me on.
Yeah, well, I would love. Paul, I have only seen Yellowstone in the summer. I would love to see Yellowstone in the winter once. I would love to stay at that one big lodge there in the winter where I don't have to go anywhere. Just have somebody cook me food. I'd get there and then snow me in. I'd love it. Yellowstone is beautiful. I've been to it twice. I took Joyce to it once, and it was on fire.
So, yeah, you were talking about the COVID levels.
Yeah.
One of the cleaning crews says we are just a hair away from perfect.
Oh, yippee. Purple's higher than red.
In which case, they'll probably shut most of the city down again.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get to teach from home.
But because we went ahead and let everybody reopen to normal, and please wear a mask, or you have to wear a mask. But restaurants aren't enforcing the rules, stores aren't always enforcing the rules, or people just ignore the rules. And when they're asked to leave, they cause all sorts of scenes, and the management of stores just caves into the customer. They're always worried about offending the customer. F the customer. And I know we're the customers, but... Well, hi, Timber Surf. How are you, sir? So yeah, the two cats have been hiding under the couch right after Liz said they were not hiding.
Yeah.
Right after that, they walked around the perimeter and then said, okay, we're hiding under the couch.
This place is terrifying.
Yeah, Joyce's two new babies. Joyce came home for her two new babies. She didn't come home for me. She came to see her two new cats that we just brought home. You got your mojo back. That's good to hear.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, it's important to find that.
Yeah, if I turned everything off, you might hear the thunder.
Yeah. So,
All right, you're leaving? You're going to go find your cats? All right. The one was under where Chris sits.
I don't know if I'm gonna
Nah, pick with them. Make them know we're here. Show them who's boss. Show them who's boss, dear. Show those cats who's boss. Oh, was the hey? Did you check? Liz had the front door open. Okay. Yeah, because that would be pouring in that front door. Nope, I'm just happily running trains here. Joyce just got home from work and checked in with everybody. She did just volunteer to sing the song I wrote this week live. She volunteered to sing it live, but I didn't have the stuff set up on this computer. I don't know if you were catching her mention that. She was like, "Did you sing the song?" I was like, "No." Like, "I can sing it for you if you want." I said, "I don't have it down here." So Joyce was actually volunteering to sing the song live. They'll have to wait. Well, Ian, I'm not a devoutly religious person, so I won't do the American thoughts and prayers bit, but you have my daily and hourly thoughts and wishes. I know it's a tough situation. I don't want to go into it on here, but I feel both sympathy and empathy for what you're going through. I can't. I watched Joyce's mom and dad go through this. I watched my sister go through it years ago, but I can't imagine if Joyce were going through it. I don't think I'd be handling it half as well as you are. And so just know that I wish you guys the best it can be. All right, Lee, you've got live at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'll either be still hanging with Matt and Steve here, or I'll be chasing them out and getting to my trains, getting to my crib that I got to work on. I probably should get offline and work on it tonight, but since it is pouring down rain and there's thunder and lightning everywhere, I probably don't want to go stand by all my electrical tools out in the garage. So I think the little work I was going to do tonight is postponed. Ugh. Absolutely, Richard. I love the business people, the owners of shops and stores that don't follow that the customer is always right mentality. I hate it. And I know I see a lot of my friends in the UK talk about it, but in America you see it all the time. The people will just go into stores and restaurants and scream and yell because they know eventually they'll get what they want, and they're hoping to get something free on top of it. Rich or poor, black or white, it doesn't matter. I always call it an American thing. It's not rich or poor, black or white, left or right. None of that factors in. You got people go in and they just know if they act nasty long enough and throw a temper tantrum long enough that management and store people will cave in and give them what they want. And I hate it. Well, if I were a religious person, I could throw out those words, my thoughts and prayers, and may God bless you and all that stuff. I'm a religious. If that offends people, sorry, but I grew up with a heavily religious mother, and that tuned me off religion from an early age. Then I went to a Catholic high school. I wasn't Catholic at the time. I went to a Catholic high school mostly to piss my mom off because my mom was Southern Baptist, and there's two religions that are evil. Well, three religions that are evil: Islam, Judaism, and Catholic. And my dad came from a Lutheran family, old German Lutheran, and then we went to Methodist church. They couldn't agree on church, so we grew up going to Methodist church until I was about 11. Then we stopped going. So I can hope and wish for the best, and there's not an easy solution. You just want the people you love to be comfortable and have good days. Yeah, the song we wrote yesterday, which we didn't perform because again, for the 800th time this stream, I just have not been able to get near a computer for free time. Tonight is the first time. So going online and chatting with people, watching videos has not been possible with the work schedule, the workload. Catching up with all the videos, and then trying to make the videos I make, because believe it or not, I do put a lot of work. I put more work into crafting the video than the writing of the lyrics. The lyric stuff tends to come easy. What song did we do? Now I've forgotten it, because I've written I've had 4 songs I've been working on, then had a spur of the moment yesterday at work and quickly wrote one. Because last week was supposed to be YouTube Hero, but I haven't had time to make the video for that, based on the old Foreigner song Jukebox Hero. I've got a song for Blind Melon's No Rain. God, what is the one I wrote yesterday? Now I've forgotten it already. I think it's really funny. Oh crap, now I can't remember it. Brain freeze. Oh, anybody know the Glenn Campbell song Wichita Lineman? Actually, it was written by Jimmy Fox, but Glenn Campbell sang it and made it famous. I was always shocked to find out that so many of I like Glenn Campbell as a singer, and so many of his songs he didn't write. I'm like, wow. But do you know Glenn Campbell's song? Wichita Lineman. I turned that into what I think is a rather humorous train song. Oh, I love Wichita Lineman. I love it. It's a beautiful song. It is the most beautiful song that involves stalking and sexual predation you could really have. I mean, if you know the song, if you don't know the song, it's a song about a guy who is a telephone lineman or electrical lineman, but you assume it's telephone because the lyrics go, he's repairing lines and he hears this woman talking on the phone while he's repairing the phone lines. You know, he's up on the telephone pole and he falls in love with her. Now, Jimmy Fox, the guy who wrote it, later came out and said it's his wife. He's listening to his wife. He's missing his wife because he's away from work. But the lyrics don't say that. I am a lineman for the county, and I work the main road. Searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing on the wire. He's listening in on this. Um, it's a beautiful song, but really it's a stalker song. Yeah, Ian. I mean, I'm sorry I responded to your comment. I probably brought more of your business into this than I should have. It just hits me, and I'm a very empathetic and sympathetic person. I'm sorry about that, Ian, if we brought too much information out. You mentioned the nurses there, and I just immediately go near tears. But yeah, so if you know the song Wichita Alignment, I've always laughed because really, if you listen to the lyrics, it's a guy stalking a woman. Now, like I said, the writer came out later and said, no, no, it's his wife. But the song never says it's his wife. I hear you singing on the wire. But anyhow, I turned it into a very funny mocking German trains. Sacrilegious. As my wife was listening to me read her the lyrics and laughing, she's looking at me like, "You're attacking German trains?" I said, "Not all German trains, just the Regiobahns." And I still got the one that we can't find the right music for. Otherwise, I'd do that one. So yeah, I've got 4 or 5 where the lyrics are done. 3 of them for sure we've got the music we want. One of them we've got music we'd like to find better. I got to be able to make a video. One of them, Joyce says I shouldn't sing and she can't sing. But like after I wrote the one for YouTube Hero, which is a parody of Foreigner's Jukebox Hero, which I'd love to do, but I really need to find somebody who could sing it, somebody who could do a good Lou Graham impersonation. All right, Jackie, well, you take care of yourself. Get some sleep. So hopefully we'll have Wichita Lineman done next week. But if you don't know the song, you can go listen to it. I could actually play it here, but I'm going to be getting off in about 5 minutes. I'm going to end this at 5:30. It'll be almost 2 hours. And probably got a couple of little things I want to do around the house. Plus, I want to find these 2 new cats we brought home today and torture them. I mean, learn to love them. I'll be posting pictures on my Facebook page once I can find them enough to post pictures. If my daughter and son-in-law are listening, they're like, "No, Dad, you meant torture. You know you did." I don't torture cats. I don't like cats, but I've loved every pet I've had. These are Joyce's cats. Literally, as soon as my son announced that he was moving out and taking his cat with him, we knew he had been looking for a place, but he finally came in like a week and a half ago and said, "I got the apartment." My wife's like, "So you're taking Perry with you?" And my son's like, "Yeah." My wife's like, looks to me like, "We got to get a new cat." I'm like, "No, we're finally pet free. No more pets. Yay, no more pets." And my wife's like, "No." I'm like, "We're going to have a baby crawling around in a couple of months." All right, it'll take 6 months for the baby's crawling around. month and a half before the baby's born, 6 months before it starts crawling. And people are like, no, babies don't start crawling until 8 or 9 months. No, you don't know the Dodge family babies. My daughter Elizabeth was born in July, and she was climbing up, and I emphasize climbing up the Christmas tree. She wasn't just crawling, she was standing up at 6 months. No, usually I am watching, if I have a cat on my lap, it's because I'm laying still and I'm watching something on TV, because that's the only time a cat can sit on my lap. If I have my laptop on my lap, because I'm working on stuff in the living room, then if the cat tries to sit on my lap, the cat is not welcome. Perry was very insistent. Perry did not like being told no. And that's just it. Perry came on last week. I had Perry up on the stream last week, right after my son announced he was moving and Perry was leaving. But Perry would not even, Perry would come down here and mess around on my layout when I wasn't around. Every now and then I'd find some white cat hair and a couple of my little trees chewed on. But otherwise, he left my train layout alone. Although I do think with some of these points that suddenly have the switches on the opposite way, I think Perry's been coming down, turning switches on the points. Heard that, but yeah, no, Perry would look at me, and if he saw the laptop, he'd just shake his head like, ah, crap, man. I wanted to get on your lap. Sorry, cat, I'm working on stuff. The cats came with names, Kieran. They are Molly and Minnie. That's the names they came with, Molly and Minnie. They're both all black cats, except Molly has a little white star on her breast or chest or whatever we call it, a little bit below her neck, right between her shoulders. So Molly and Minnie. When Joyce announced we were getting cats, my daughter Elizabeth immediately went online and started checking all the shelters, because we always do rescue cats. And started pulling up pictures. And then they started talking about different types of cats, and the shelter had a bunch of black cats. And my wife goes, why does the shelter have so many black cats? And my daughter says, oh, Mom, you know it's because in America and other places in the world, people don't like black cats because of superstition. And a lot of people will adopt black cats for the Halloween season here, but then they'll turn around and get rid of them again or whatever. So black cats don't get adopted well. So my wife immediately, because that's the type of people we are, we're going to get black cats because they're the ones nobody else loves. We are underdog people or undercat people. We root for the underdogs. We root for the people that don't win or can't win or don't get the love. We give them the love nobody else will give them. So yeah, 2 black cats. Molly and Minnie. Molly and Minnie. Yeah. Yeah, I was willing to get kittens, as long as they'd been weaned and box trained, litter box trained. But Joyce wanted slightly older. She didn't want anything younger than 2 years. So these guys came with names on them. Oh yeah, we've got catnip. We'll get them out eventually. We even brought their home. The shelter we bought them from is really cool. If these cats are given anything like play stands or beds, they give it to you when you buy the cats. So we've all gotten this little this cat playground, and a cat bed and a bunch of toys for these cats. We didn't have to go out and buy it, and the cats really weren't that expensive to adopt from this shelter because it's a volunteer place. While we were there, somebody brought in a feral, a homeless kitten that obviously had been abandoned by its mother. And sadly, one of the worst things that happens to cats, especially when they're kittens, is they get um, uh, infections in their lungs. They get breathing infections. I'm trying to, and it actually causes their, they get so infected it can pop their eyes out. Their whole sinus and congestion system. They'll get an eye popped out, and so like we had a trio of brothers that all had this illness, and all three of them had lost their eyes. So they were all winking at you the whole time, and I felt so sorry for them. I was like, let's take those three home. Now, one of them had the name Barbarossa, which German emperor from the Middle Ages. I was like, yeah, that was a sign. Get this one. But Joyce wasn't necessarily thrilled with the idea of three kittens. And then she turned around after we bought these two cats. She said to me yesterday, we could go back and get those three kittens if you want. And I'm like, who turned you into the cat lady? Yeah, we will. I mean, like, if I were to ever buy a dog again, I would want a full-blooded beagle. I would also love a German Shepherd, a true German Shepherd, real German Shepherd, not the things that people pass off as German Shepherds. But we don't have a yard for the elephant-sized poop that German Shepherds do, nor does Joyce want that hair. But I'm done with dogs. I love dogs, but I just don't want to deal with dogs anymore. And Joyce, since all the kids are grown and moving out, and now that we've lost our pets, we lost a dog 2 years ago and the cat in January. Actually, the dog now is 3 years ago she died. Storm died 3 years ago. Yeah, we're going on November. She died in November of 2017. We had Storm for 15 years. And she died, she was 16 years old. She died, she was bought at a shelter. All our pets have been bought at a shelter, but I would love to get a full-blooded beagle or a German Shepherd, but beagle if I ever got a dog again. I wouldn't mind getting a Siamese cat, but no, we do rescue pets. All right, well, anyhow, we've talked some good, we've talked some sad, we've talked some happy and bad, but I really have some things I should try to get done. So I'm going to bring everybody to a stop here and start logging everything down and call it a day. Trust me, people, this has been the best part of my week. Getting to actually sit down and not be grading papers, lesson planning, meetings, dealing with flat tires and people moving out and new pets and everything. It has been an honor and a privilege to spend my Friday late afternoon with you. And I'm going to take my leave of everybody now and say to everybody, take care of yourselves, mess with your trains, Auf Wiedersehen, and happy trains. See ya.